With us on set is Sarah DiBari, and she's with the Shore-LIJ Health System. She is the executive producer of Focus on Health television show. Welcome. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Donna. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so Focus on Health TV is produced by the Shore-LIJ Health System. It's a TV show that airs on WLNY, channel 10 or 55, Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Our host is Dr. Suzanne Steinbaum. She's an amazing cardiologist from one of our hospitals, Lenox Hill, which is based in Manhattan. And it's really a show that's meant to give a platform to patients to tell their stories and hear their stories and find out what healthcare is really all about.
Now, why did LIJ decide to create their own television show and their own production facility, really?
I mean, I think that they've always put an importance on making sure that we could communicate effectively with the community and our patients. We've actually had a television show for about 10 years. The previous iteration, Medical Update, was more one-on-one doctors sitting in chairs and discussing diseases and illness. And then about a year ago, I mean, with all of the change going on in healthcare, it's really now the focus is switching to making sure that patients stay healthy and out of hospitals. And to reflect that changing mentality, we wanted to make sure our TV show did the same thing. So it's really now all about the patient, making sure that we're communicating wellness and health information to the patient, to the communities. You know, I think the health system feels very strongly we have an obligation to make sure our patients are being informed and well cared for, not just coming in when they're sick and getting cured. We want to keep them out of the hospitals and healthy. So the TV show, I think, really reflects that.
And I've been able to catch a few of the episodes. What are some of your favorites? Tell us about your favorites.
Well, one of my personal favorites this season was really about animal healers. So if anybody's an animal lover like I am, I think they would love that show. So it was actually our premiere this season, and it just featured some of the amazing work that these animals do and how much joy they bring to patients in hospital settings. They really alleviate some of the pain that I know patients go through when they're going through that healing process. And you know, on top of that, it's just like we were at Cohen Children's Medical Center for one of our sessions, and Bailey, who is a therapy dog at Cohen, just when you saw the kids and their faces and how they lit up when they saw Bailey come trotting down the hall, it was amazing. It was really moving. So that was probably one of my personal favorites in terms of episodes. We also have an episode coming up later on this season called Heartwarming Hospital Stories. And I know a lot of people probably don't associate hospitals with heartwarming, but there's amazing acts of kindness and love that happen every day in hospitals. And I think we managed to feature 3 really spectacular people. One of them is an environmental services worker who basically makes sure that rooms and hallways are clean and safe for patients. This man named Sylvester Wallace, but he does so much more. He also works at Cohen, as a matter of fact, and he just inspires families and patients. He is part of their healing process. He is a man of great faith, and he uses that faith and brings that to families and really helps them through some of the most traumatic, I think, moments of their lives. It's amazing, really amazing.
Well, congratulations, because I've heard nothing but amazing feedback so far. And I guess,
you.
have you been able to hear some of the things that people have been saying about the difference that it's made in, like, hospital morale and, you know, from a patient perspective and from a doctor perspective? The whole healthcare system seems to be changed over.
Yeah, you know, I think so, and I think you're absolutely right. It's you know, not just a platform for advocacy, but it's also a platform for our doctors to express their expertise. And it's also a source of pride for a lot of the health system's employees. But the feedback has just really been amazing. We actually had a launch party recently for the show for season 2, and we were able to feature some of that feedback. A health condition hit one of our own pretty close to home, basically, he developed a condition called sepsis, which is a very life-threatening illness. And basically, he knew that he had sepsis because he had watched the show. He was actually one of the editors for the show, so of course he had seen it, but he was able to identify that he was ill and needed to get to a hospital and needed immediate medical attention because he recognized the signs and symptoms of sepsis, and it saved his life. So when you hear feedback like that, it's moving to know that something we put together actually saved a life. It was pretty incredible.
And for you personally, I just want to know a little bit about your experience there at North Shore-LIJ and how that's empowered you and made a difference for you. And why working on this show, because I know you love it. You love your job.
I really do. I know people say that, but I feel it every day. I feel really honored. It's a unique opportunity to work at a health system and be able to work in production and your own studio and your own TV show. And I'm really thankful for that. And you know, growing up, I did a lot of sports. I did dance and gymnastics. And I think I've seen both sides of what it means to be healthy. I've seen the negative side of health. I've seen the positive side of health. And I think what the show really does is it presents a balanced view. It doesn't sugarcoat the bad, because when it comes to disease and illness, it can be hard. It's one of the most traumatic personal things someone can go through when they're dealing with a disease or an illness. But it also shows the good side, which is there's hope and there's recovery, and there's a whole health system and a whole support system full of people who are going to get you through that. So, you know, for me personally, I feel honored and privileged to tell these people's stories. You walk down the street, or you go to work, or you commute, and you pass by hundreds of people a day. Everybody has a story. And the fact that my job is to deliver these stories, and that these people let me do that, come into their personal world and share their stories, is just, it's incredible.
And I know we've talked a little bit before about me telling you I think that you should be like on air and not just behind the scenes. And after today, I'm definitely, it's a definite must. Sarah, you're so delightful and so pleasant. And you shared it so willingly, you know, but it's really important what you're doing. And I celebrate you. I'm so excited about working with you now. So Focus on Health, where can we find it?
So it's on WLNY, channel 10 or 55, depending on your cable provider. And again, Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Don't miss us.
Okay.
And also, we are on Facebook and Twitter at Focus on Health TV.
Focus on Health TV. Well, thank you all for watching. And if you have a question you would like to send to Sarah, you can always reach her through us at Indie Music TV or at liveituptvshow.com. Thanks for watching.